Ariana Grande has never been afraid to lean into whimsy. From her signature high ponytail to her love of vintage glamour and playful pop aesthetics, the Grammy-winning superstar has built a brand that blends powerhouse vocals with a touch of fantasy. So when she recently joked that she would want a tiny mouse to portray her in a future biopic, fans weren't entirely surprised. In fact, the comment felt perfectly on brand. The idea of a mouse playing one of the biggest pop stars in the world might sound absurd at first. But, as with many of Grande's remarks, there's a deeper layer of humor and self-awareness behind it. The singer has long been associated with a petite frame, soft-spoken demeanor, and an almost doll-like presence on stage and screen. By suggesting a tiny mouse as her cinematic stand-in, she playfully exaggerates that perception, poking fun at the way the public often characterizes her. Grande's career began when she was still a teenager, starring as Cat Valentine on Nickelodeon's Victorious, and later Sam and Cat. Even then, she embodied a certain sweetness and delicacy that audiences quickly latched onto. As she transitioned into music, her image evolved, but that sense of smallness, both literal and metaphorical, remained part of her narrative. Standing at just over 5 feet tall, Grande has frequently been described as tiny by fans and media alike. In that context, imagining a small, unassuming creature telling her larger-than-life story feels almost poetic. A mouse is often underestimated, quiet, observant, and nimble. Grande, too, has faced moments where critics underestimated her, only for her to respond with chart-topping hits and record-breaking tours. The contrast between a tiny mouse and a global superstar underscores the duality she seems to embrace. Small in stature, enormous in impact. There's also a theatrical quality to her comment. Grande has deep roots in musical theater, having performed on Broadway in 13 before her television and music careers took off. Theater thrives on exaggeration and creative interpretation. Casting a mouse, animated or otherwise, would certainly be a bold, artistic choice, turning a traditional biopic into something imaginative and unconventional. It hints that if her life were ever adapted for the screen, she would prefer it to be playful and stylized rather than overly serious or self-important. Fans have responded to the idea with amusement and affection. Social media quickly filled with memes and fan art, imagining a cartoon mouse with a high ponytail and a microphone nearly as tall as itself. The lighthearted reaction reflects how closely Grande's fan base connects with her sense of humor. They understand that beneath the glittering performances and meticulously crafted albums, there's someone who doesn't take herself too seriously. At the same time, the joke subtly challenges the expectations placed on female pop stars. Biopics often aim for dramatic gravitas, focusing on triumph and tragedy in equal measure. Grande's suggestion flips that formula on its head. Rather than centering ego or grandeur, she highlights smallness and charm. It's a reminder that storytelling doesn't always have to be grandiose to be meaningful. Whether or not an Ariana Grande biopic ever comes to fruition remains to be seen. Given her ongoing success in both music and film, including high-profile acting projects, there will certainly be plenty of material to draw from, but if the day ever comes, audiences might not be surprised if she opts for something unexpected. After all, in a world where celebrity narratives are often polished and predictable, the image of a tiny mouse belting out whistle tones and navigating superstardom feels refreshingly different. And in true Ariana fashion, it captures her essence perfectly. Small but mighty, sweet yet sharp, and always ready to add a little magic to the spotlight.